My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my ranking of all three Haunted Mansion movies from worst to best. And this video will have spoilers, so there's your warning. But I've said it before and I'll say it again. But I love the Haunted Mansion ride at Disneyland. I just think it's fun, it's got great atmosphere, I love the music, I love the humor, I love the spooky aspects of it. I just love it. And it's a shame that two of the three movies based on it have turned out to be utter shit. And the new one was actually supposed to be directed by Guillermo del Toro and starring Ryan Gosling. And I think that could have been a much better movie, but instead we got the worst one of the bunch, and it's The Haunted Mansion 2023, directed by Justin Seaman. And I thought this movie was just truly atrocious. At the time of recording this video, I watched it less than 24 hours ago, and I almost forget everything about it. It is just utterly forgettable. It's disposable. It's like it didn't even happen. And the movie is just overly reliant on this hideous CGI. And it never works. Like, why could you not use practical effects? Movies like Beetlejuice and Ghostbusters and The Dark Crystal hold up because of the practical effects. And this movie has already aged and it came out 1 day ago. Like, it's just common sense, and it's baffling when you take the budget of this movie into consideration. Like, where did that money go? Like, if you're going to have lots of CGI, at least have good CGI. Not this shit. And the story is just handled in the most sloppy of ways. The movie begins with Lakeith Stanfield and his girlfriend meeting, and then it cuts to present day. Well, he's clearly grieving and he's just a complete prick. And then we get the opening credits, and then it cuts to the mom and son in the haunted mansion, and they end up getting scared and run away. Then the words haunted mansion appear there, not after the credits, and then it cuts back to Lakeith Stanfield, who gets visited by Owen Wilson. So then he goes to visit the haunted mansion, and the mom and son are there like they never left. And yes, they explain it, but I'm just saying it feels so incredibly sloppy. It feels like we've got 10 opening scenes. Like, pick the main character and focus on them. I think Rosario Dawson and her son should have been the main characters, and everything with the son getting bullied was so shoehorned in, and this movie's attempts to explore grief was just surface level. It just felt like the movie was trying to make you cry, and it just never felt organic or authentic. The entire cast is phoning it in, with the exception of Jared Leto, who, I looked it up, did do the voice of the ghost, and that's easily the only positive of this movie. But Jamie Lee Curtis is annoying, and the effects of her crystal ball head look worse than Jennifer Tilly's back in 2003. Like, how? Tiffany Haddish is so annoying. Danny DeVito and Owen Wilson, great actors. They don't give a shit here, clearly. Rosario Dawson and her son are very flat. And Lakeith Stanfield, like, the guy has no personality, no charisma. Am I really supposed to root for this guy? Are you kidding me? And like, if this movie was an hour and a half long, fine, but it's 2 hours and it felt longer. It has no sense of pacing. It completely drags and it's utterly soulless. The movie tries so hard to be funny and it always falls flat. When Owen Wilson at the end is trying to tell the one ghost to turn around, like, really? And then the movie just doesn't have any bit of atmosphere or tension, and I'm not expecting a movie scary like The Conjuring, but you could push the limits a little bit. You could at least deliver on something. Like, Jumanji has a kid getting sucked into the board game, and there's the spiders. And it's not scary now as an adult, but for kids, it would be. Here, just nothing. I absolutely hated this movie. I said it was the worst Disney movie of 2023, and I don't know if I hate this movie more or Indiana Jones, but either way, this is easily the worst Haunted Mansion movie. The second worst Haunted Mansion movie is one you probably forgot about. I know I did, but it's The Muppets Haunted Mansion. Now look, I think it's insane when people do rankings and they rewatch every movie on the list. Like, when I review and rank all the Halloween movies, and then they release new ones, and I might rank them, I'm still never going to watch Halloween 6 again or anything. So I did not rewatch this movie, but I'll tell you this much, is that it's 50 minutes long, and it felt so much longer. They got Gonzo to carry this movie, and he just doesn't have the personality to carry it. And then the movie is filled with way too much self-aware humor that never really landed for me. And yeah, like I watched it a couple years ago, and it just left no impression. And that's coming from someone who loves the Muppets and loves the Haunted Mansion. So yeah, but the best and the only good Haunted Mansion movie is the Eddie Murphy one, which got 17% on Rotten Tomatoes, or maybe it's less, which is just, what? Are you kidding me? I used to hate it, and I think it's legitimately a really enjoyable movie, and so much of that is because of Eddie Murphy. He carries this movie incredibly well. He just has that personality, he just has that charisma, and I thought the story with him and his family and how he's a workaholic was actually done in a really effective manner. You've also got some memorable side characters with Jennifer Tilly and Wallace Shawn, but Terrence Stamp as a villain is just iconic to me. I think the movie is really well directed by Robert Minkoff. The production design in this movie looks great. Like, the mansion just looks old and creaky and creepy, and I thought it was really well done. And the movie's also got this one zombie scene, which is legitimately pretty nerve-wracking and has some of the best zombie effects I've ever seen in my life, and that's saying a lot. You've also got the singing heads in the graveyard, which make for some nice comedic relief, and yeah, like, it's just a movie I really enjoy that I think deserves better. It's got some flaws. I do think it drags a little bit, but I just thought the movie is entertaining, it's funny enough, it's scary enough for kids, and yeah, I enjoy it, and it's easily the best of these three movies. So those are my thoughts, but what's your ranking of the Haunted Mansion movies? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for more videos soon, and Gavin, out.